Hey, I hope everyone blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. If first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so good to have you. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family. Stay strong. We're all conquering a lot of things. Things that were very hard for us to actually touch base with, but you're getting your strength is recognizing strength. So keep going, keep pushing. It's gonna bring you towards bigger and better, um, more than what you realize. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and hit you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are very informative, give you good vibes or inspiration that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that may be going through some trying times and needing spiritual guidance or just confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And and give me a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. And thanks once again for the love and support. It's so greatly appreciated. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. The music I'm listening to in the background, oh, it was totally needed. It's like 10,000 hertz plus 999 hertz level energy level up solution, powerful healing, soul energy charging. Y'all, it's just like it's crazy. I was just telling one of my soul family members yesterday, like I miss being able to do like like it was like late last year or even early last year. Y'all, sorry if my aura keeps changing because it's like if you see this, it's not changing colors and this is still the same. So if you see my if the color starts changing, it's like my energy is shifting really, really rapidly right now and very intense. So yeah, that's what it is. But anyways, the meditation channel I'm using is called Healing Meditation, and the video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101, Heyokas, closing emotional chapters that may once have haunted, coming back to see to test you to see if it triggers old patterns, habits, um, and just basically all habits, patterns, and memories. A lot of things that you are seeing is like flipping the script now. You may be dealing with some heavy consequences. Maybe it's like from a karmic cycle, financial issues, addiction issues, just being triggered by old wounds that you're really trying to allow yourself to heal from. It could be somebody that is coming back into your life, to see if they can be able to pull like the oh 1 2 the heave ho on you. All different things. It seems like when you start doing so much better, just be like somebody from your past, like it could be an ex or somebody that really like did some really tripe stuff to you, like, hey stranger. I'm like, bye stranger. I'm just a lot of times when I see somebody pop up in my life, you already knew you were a hot mess when I left you in the first place. Regardless if it was a friend that I thought it was friend, or it was somebody that really did some tripe stuff to me or something like that. I used to just go off like, what the heck are you texting me for? You didn't have no good energy when you came. It's like, oh, I don't know, be trying to play it off or whatever. Now I just look and I said, I'm not even touching that with a 10-foot pole. Let me go ahead and you know just block that person. Or it'll be somebody that it was just like nature has ran its course in that situation. And it can be somebody that you really like, hey, that's my friend, but it's just like so many different signs of saying, hey, this is no longer needed in your life. You learned off of them, they learned off of you. That moment has already passed. It's time to part ways and sever those cords, uh, permanently. Or it'll be certain things that will come up. With my situation, there's a lot of times there'll be certain things I would see, especially out in social media and stuff like that it kind of I can relate to, and I try not to allow myself to be triggered by those things because a lot of times you don't know. You can say towards universe, we do a lot of self-talk towards universe, especially when we're by ourselves and stuff like that. I do a lot in the mirror. I've been like that since I was little. When I started seeing like people I know, I'm like, what the heck are they doing? But then it was like I went towards that time in my life where it was like a veil that was placed over me, where I forgot a lot of the things that I did that spoke empath. It spoke something that was very magical about me that I didn't. It was like a patch of my life that was kind of blurry, and then all of a sudden I started noticing certain things that was like coming back to remind me of those things. I had to be triggered. And those are the things, and I look at those things now. And before, I would see certain things that are out in social media and stuff like that. And it would really like make me mad about certain things. And I'm just like, now I'm like, you know what? If I already know this is going to mess with me, why am I going to allow myself to even dive deep and see what they're saying? I'm just like, a lot of times people are just making news just to make money. So I'm going to allow those things to just go away, and just not even allow myself to even go there. You start making healthier decisions and choices about what you're allowing yourself to engage in, what you're allowing yourself to back away from. Certain things will pop up. Like, there'll be certain things that has happened in my life that is really, really like messed me up emotionally, mentally, spiritually, or whatever. And, back in the day, when all this stuff first started happening for me, I'll pick up a cigarette, roll up some weed real quick and just go, talk to the herbal gods or whatever, go talk to Bob Marley, like, hey, what's up? Oh, nothing, child. It would be something like that. But now it's just like allow myself to really face this. What is this situation teaching me? Um, am I going to allow these patterns to come up and resurface? Because universe is wanting to test you to see if you are allowing yourself to really heal or you're allowing these things to still bother you. And and a lot of times certain things will come up or certain, it's like with certain things, somebody will place their opinions about my life and I say, hey, they're all they are is opinions. What I mean, I can't change your mind. I'm not even going to try to convince you. It is what it is, and then I have to allow myself to say certain things have been said to me so much. It's like, okay, if that's what you think, I'm not gonna prove you right. I'm not gonna prove you wrong. It's like when you feel like there's something you have to prove, you'll keep on going at it. But it's just like, a lot of times your brand, your self-made, whatever, it'll speak for itself. You don't have to go out and try to convince anybody. If is that person's right for you in your life, whether, it's just like with my YouTube channel, I speak my truth, I speak my experience, these things, even though they've been very traumatic for me, it's also been a blessing for me as well. It's been, allowing me to be able to connect with a lot of people that I can truly, appreciate. I really love the things that I do. I've helped a lot of people. People have helped a lot for me as well. And I mean, that's like a blessing to me in so many different ways. So I'm just like, you have to allow yourself to look at things in a different perspective if you want to allow yourself to grow. You can't stunt your growth because somebody doesn't agree with what you're saying, or you can be stunted uh, by just, somebody trying to throw, dirt on your name, or somebody's trying to, discredit your character about yourself. Those are the times when, if you know what's true about your life, people wouldn't go out their way to try to make sure they can prove you wrong or anything, or especially if they don't know the whole situation. Some people do that just because you're trying to get attention, or you're trying to do this. I'm like, hey, if my truth bothers you, now I can see if I talk about it a lot. I do that a lot. Or, I'm doing something very, I got to keep constantly doing it. And it is just like I have to allow myself to draw back. And I've learned from a lot of those things. I've done things because, okay, there are certain things I might say, and it could be me expressing myself, but it's just like, you don't have to keep expressing yourself about those certain things. You already know, you know, your truth is going to be your truth. It's going to come out when it comes out. If it don't, it don't. It is what it is. You have to allow yourself to keep maintaining focus, maintaining what you believe in, what you're aiming for, what you're trying to grow within, what you're trying to connect with, what you're trying to overcome. All those things, when you're allowing yourself to change the perspective of how things are transforming into your life. When I allow myself to look at everything that is going on, yeah, I might have some things that, is really testing my patience, But that's when you go through every experience. How are you going to act when you have nothing? What is your attitude? How are you looking at the world when you actually have nothing? It was like all things is like kept me in a box for a certain time to where I felt like I was trapped. But then it was like, you know what? You have the courage to get yourself out of this situation. Allow yourself to make those decisions that are going to help you go towards that next level. You had to be towards these things, and you weren't actually in the trap. It was all, psychological. It's all about what you putting your focus on. If you're putting your focus on suffering and hurt, pain, this and this and that, you will continue to suffer. But if you're allowing yourself to, stay focused on your growth, what you're trying to change about yourself, what you're trying to aim towards, you have to allow yourself to, speak in existence about what you're going for and be very clear about that. But when you're saying it, you have to make sure your actions are backing up what you're trying to aim towards. And I had to allow myself to do that. Yeah, I can look at the certain things. If you've been with me for a while, there are certain times you're gonna see me get really emotional because I'm dealing with a lot of stuff. Even though I don't really talk about a lot of things that I go through, now it's just like, I just take that moment and just, press pause for a minute. Allow myself to really just go through that. There's times I allow myself to be vulnerable with y'all because it's just a fact. As universe says, it's not about getting attention, but it's allowing people to know that you can totally relate to the things that they go through. Because not everybody is making videos about the things that they go through, about what the universe is teaching them through their path, or things that you can shed light on that you're just not going through. But there's a lot of your fellow spiritual brothers and sisters that are enduring the same thing as well. But it's just like we all have gone through things. There's a lot of things that I've connected with people and they have shared with me. And I mean, a lot of y'all stories that I've been able to know, a lot of times it's like I've had that gift to where, if I can connect with some people, and I'm not saying that every person I've connected with, it does that, because I tell people when I connect with them like that, there are certain times I got a lot of flashes about things that's taking place in their life, about people that have passed over and they're still, guiding them towards me for me to be able to help them. There are certain things that has taken place in their life for the reason why, me getting a deeper understanding on why they are the way they are. But to me, when my life, that how I felt when people violated my thoughts, violated my memories that I cherished, that that's all I had towards, my life that I really yearned for, the connection with family I yearned for, they violated me on that. So it was just like when I decided to do this, in my, my gift started growing a lot further. It was very powerful. And then it was like the more people I connect with, the more trauma I have faced. It starts, switching up on my gift switch. It was like gift switch, and I tell people, when you go through a heavy trauma, it wakens the part of your spirit that has been laying dormant for so long. Because it's like, with us spiritual beings, shoot, we probably got like 100 daggone gifts, but it's like, with you being in human form, you can't have that capacity of something like that in human form. That has to come in moderation. Because you can't do that, you probably spontaneously combust. But it allows you to really back up and understand why certain things had to take place in your life. Are you allowing these things to affect you? You are allowing these things, because there's a lot of times I was like, I didn't feel like doing anything, and it's just like, now I'm trying to push myself more to do things. I don't want to just do enough. I want to see how far I can go. I'm not going to, push myself to the point where I'm just like, just skinning off my teeth. That was all that's left. But just being able to do, if you can do more, it's like I've seen myself do a lot more. But it was just like I had help with those times. Number one, I was young. Number two, I had medicine to where, I was taking, like, I was telling people, who I miss my Anapex. Those are the things that make me lose weight. But it gave me so much daggone energy back in the day. I was like, Lord, I wish I had that mess right now, like a B12 shot, with lipo in it, and it was crazy, I was losing a lot of weight with it. And it was like, girl, what are you doing? And I was just like, oh, I just went to the weight loss center and I used to take this stuff. And now, I mean, me and Anapex was like best friends. And now it's just like, we staying over here, you staying over here. You have to do everything on your own. And it's just like, I get it, because it's like, then when I'm finally achieving these milestones, I can say, you know what, I did these things on my own. I didn't have any help. It was just me and my momentum and my motivation of determination that got me to where I have to go. And there's a lot of times things will be placed up in my face, like old photos of me being very, very, very active, and being very small. And it would just be like, that's not trying to trigger me, but this is saying, hey, you can do this again. You've done it before. You can do it now. So it's just like all these different things are coming up to see if it's going to pull old habits, or you're going to allow yourself to face it and look at it in a different way. You know, uh, oh, yeah, sorry, my eyes like really bothering me. Just being able to close those doors, because you're closing doors on a lot of things that's no longer suiting you in your life. You're allowing yourself to appreciate everything that has taken place in your life, because first video I was doing is like it was cutting cords, because we held on to certain things like security blankets. We have plugged ourselves in, and a lot of times those things can emotionally drain you, because that's causing depression. If you're still attached to karmic cycles with toxic people, it's like they're energy vampires. They're sucking life out of you, you know and you're wondering why, oh, I'm so tired, oh, I'm so this, oh, I'm so that. And then it was just like you start taking those initial steps to be able to, look, I'm tired of being in this situation. I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of doing that. You're going to allow yourself to make those stages of life to change for the better for you. You see, it was at that point when you can start recognizing, oh, okay, now if I go talk to this person, I already know this person's going to trigger me. So I need to allow myself to just like step back and allow them to do them. If you see them trying to come your way, like, hey, hey, be short and sweet about it. You ain't even gotta allow yourself to go into an in-depth conversation. Or if you see them call, shoot, don't even answer the phone. I got to that point where it was just like that. If I know that time in my life is already ended for that connection, I just allow myself to break free from that. Because there's sometimes old people would come back, and I mean, I didn't have anything against them, but I already knew that connection was already over and done with. It already had its meaning into my life as it was for theirs. But it'll come back when they may be going through something, and it's just like, oh, only time I hear from you is when certain things act up. Other than that, you're fine. I don't hear anything from you. Or you want some kind of control into my life because you may see something, they be like, dang, I've had that. It's like people that didn't want to believe certain things in my life, and then when they start seeing, dag, it is true, then they were, oh, Rosalind, you missed this. No, I don't. Do you think about it? No, hell no. I don't think about anything like that. I'm trying to focus on the future. I appreciate what my past done taught me, but I'm really trying to allow myself to step free from that. So I'm allowing myself to go through that. So right now, you're going to be able to cut those cords. Things, when those doors will start closing for you, you'll start seeing all the different things that are taking place, you know, just to see if it still has that trigger to you where it's going to, cause an issue. Are you going to allow this to mess you up? Are you going to allow this to happen? Are you going to allow that to happen? These things are taking place. These are the things that used to hurt me before. Is it going to hurt you now? And you see what bothers you. You know what certain things are very sensitive to you, but you have to allow yourself to face that, overcome it, and just allow yourself to not look back anymore. Appreciate what that situation taught you. It gave you your strength. It gave you that confidence to move on, because you're moving on to bigger and better. Y'all, sorry, my I took some medicine. Hold on, just a minute. It's like, but it's like you go through all these different things in life, and it's like, okay, I learned from these, I hurt from these, but now it's time for me to grow and keep moving. Sorry about that, y'all. It's like it was a hair in my eye. I had to put some eye drop in my eye. But going through all those different things, it served its purpose. What had to take place for you. If you knew you wanted to go further, what things you had to take place, in decisions you had to make. And it's just like, if you want to go further in life, there are certain things you're going to have to let go of for you to be able to do that. It's like certain things. It's like if you're dating somebody, and it's just like You have to, when you're dating that person, it's like when they're not around, you're fine all when they're there, but then when you're not around, you start wondering what they're doing. Are they going back to their old ways? Are they doing this? Or when they come back to the house, are you checking their phones? Are you checking their clothes? Are you smelling to see if there's anything different on their clothes from when they left? All that. And if that's a clear indication. If you got to go through all that while you're dating somebody, that's not the person for you. Or if you're fine when that person's there, but when they're out of your range of seeing them, you should be able to be with somebody that that if this person is really for me, they're not going to go out their way to hurt me. You have to break free from that, because obviously that's trying to tell you right there that person's not for you. It was a time where I can actually say that me and my ex, we went through a lot of toxic things, and it was just like, I know there are certain things that has taken place where I told him I forgive you for all those things, even if you don't say sorry, or if you say sorry and I know it's not genuine. I had to allow myself to appreciate, even if you didn't say anything at all, because that situation has brought me so much love, even from toxic, but it wasn't love from that, but it's love for myself. Like, you allowing yourself to step in certain decisions where that wasn't healthy for you. That person was brought in your life to break you away from those old habits and patterns. Because, if you've been with me for a while, you watch certain videos. I said I didn't love myself. I made very conscious bad decisions. It was like very bad decisions on being in very toxic relation. Very much there was a toxic relationship to where that person wasn't for me. They were dealing with other people, or they would disrespect me, or it would be very toxic. And I was just like, I've been dating in over 4 years close to, and it's like, I'm fine about that. Some people are like, you do that on purpose? Yeah, I do that on purpose. Or people are like, oh, she must not have people come forward. I've had a lot of people come towards me. That's just not me right now. I'm doing me. My life is too complicated right now. I don't want to think, is that person with me for this, or are they with me for, genuine purposes. I'm allowing myself to find my way, find me, how I want to live my life. I'm good. I said, yes, I don't like being lonely. I get tired of sleeping by myself all the time, but I'm okay with that, because if I know, if I'm sleeping with somebody, I got somebody laying next to me, is like, I don't want to question what part I play in their life. That's something I shouldn't have to do. So it's just like, I know universe is guiding, a soulmate towards me, a person that, is going to give me the love that I deserve, that I always gave out, but now all that love is going towards self. I've seen people that I know that, they will constantly put themselves in situations because they got tired of being by themselves, or they got tired of being alone. I understand that. I totally agree. But it's just like, there comes a time for that. If you're dating somebody and you just came out of a toxic relationship, and you wonder why relationships are constantly failing every time you got into them, because that's a clear sign to let you know, hey, you still have a lot other things you need to work on yourself with. Because if you keep on jumping into relationships and they keep failing, that's a clear indication this is your time to go through your grieving period, go through your acceptance period, see the things that hurt you, but you need to heal from it. Allow yourself to appreciate what that toxic situation is giving you. Or if it was, just have yourself a grieving period. Because I used to go through that thing. I always call it the K Michelle thing. It was a singer that she made this song. I forgot, it's like She Loves Them All. That's the name of the song. And she would constantly, as soon as she get out of a toxic relationship, she jumped into another one to forget that person. And now it got to that point, she has done that so much that where she always feel like men gonna cheat, men gonna do this. She has that negative appearance about what men do. But with me, I mean, that's to each his own. Teach its own for them doing that. If you haven't changed your filter on the category of women or men you have picked, you know, you're going to continue to get the same results. You have to be able to change up. So, but y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video because my phone keeps ringing and it's my daughter. So, I will see y'all in my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Be wild.